Hi everyone, Happy New Year by the time that this is going to be posted. So what I would like to do is just share some emotional stress release for 2026. So after the holidays, it's usually a stressful time. So I want to just kind of go through, hoping that I can help others by sharing just a way of releasing some emotional stress around the holidays and New Year's and just expectations of everybody. So if you could just bear with me, I'm going to kind of just go through the steps of a process and we'll go from there, okay? So we're just going to be at a current time. So I'm going to start testing with fear, frustration, overwhelmment. So overwhelmment is coming up, which I'm feeling a lot of tension in my shoulders. And I just want to take that overwhelmment, I'm going to put it in a shape and a color. So I'm just going to do a red triangle. Fear, frustration, overwhelmment, confusion. I don't know. With the confusion, I kind of just feel like everything in life lately has been like a roller coaster, ups and downs, and I just want to come off the roller coaster, honestly. So the confusion is just, I'm going to draw a roller coaster, and then I'm just going to put myself at the bottom. And I'm kind of putting my energy into this, kind of like with the journaling where it's like stopping that, and putting it in, and I'm going to put a black roller coaster. Fear, frustration, overwhelmment, confusion, suppressing your self-image, envy, jealousy, resentment, control. So control. Usually with control, I'm either out of control, which is holding strong, or I'm wanting to control, which is also holding strong. So my picture that I'm thinking right now would be like a pendulum going back and forth. And I don't like that. I'm one extreme to the other. I want to be present and right in the middle. So I'm just going to draw that. What I'm doing with you seeing me breathing is I'm trying to let that energy go. So feeling a little bit of sadness coming up because I could feel like I could cry right now, but I think it's just kind of like a rain cloud of just taking all that stress that's been boiled up with the holidays, and like I said, it's just trying to release it emotionally. So far I have the control, the pendulum swing, and then I'm going here to the brain cloud, and I kind of just wanted it to just pour out. Still breathing, wanting to release all that energy. So we got fear, frustration, overwhelmment, confusion, suppressing our self-image, envy, jealousy, resentment, control, need for approval, judgment, guilt, shame, sadness, despair, out of control. Okay, out of control, I feel like my thoughts. Right now, with it being the 2026, it's like, what do I want to do this year? I have real estate going on. I know that makes more money, but it's kind of like in my heart, there's the emotional side that I really want to help people that way. So that's kind of like how to build that business. I would do horseback riding lessons. I'm kind of like an entrepreneur in all these little directions, but I feel like even though it's kind of like a spiral of so many events that I feel like I'm kind of stretching myself thin. So that's what I kind of feel like is out of control. So what I'm going to draw right now is just even thinking about all these of what I can do and how I can make money and help with finances and stuff like that, contributing to the family. I got a tornado. So just want to take a second and just let that tornado dissipate a little bit onto this paper and out of my head. Fear, frustration, overwhelmment, confusion, suppressing your self-image, envy, jealousy, resentment, control, need for approval, judgment, guilt, shame, sadness, despair, out of control, burden. So burden's coming in, and I'm going to not lie, it's financial. I always feel like with Christmas, we celebrate, and yes, I want to celebrate with family, yes, I want to buy presents, and yes, we have a lot of birthdays during Christmas. But the one thing I would say is I always feel like we go into the new year just stressing with money on the credit cards, and that's how we afford it, right? So right now I'm just going to draw a dollar sign, like money symbol, the root of all evil. So actually I'm going to draw a credit card. That actually sounds better because it just makes sense, right? And in my mind I'm just going to shred the worries. Anything else? So I got fear, frustration, overwhelmment, confusion, suppressing your self-image, envy, jealousy, resentment, control, need for approval, judgment, guilt, shame, sadness, despair, out of control, burden, anything else. So I'm holding strong that there's no other emotions coming up, but I am going to tell you, like, this is the stuff that's coming through. So what I'm not explaining a little bit more is when I'm testing emotions of that, what I'm feeling, what my body's holding strong on, and I do that by muscle testing. And then here on the shapes and colors, it's kind of my thing of like, what am I feeling and how I take that energy out. What I'm trying to do, it's kind of like a grocery list where I am writing down the list of to-dos, you know, right? I'm crossing it out to like not have it a constant cyclone in my head, kind of like that tornado of thoughts. So this is kind of my way of my therapy, of what I've learned through emotional release therapy. I could go a lot deeper with clients where we could go healing the inner child. I could do past life regressions and stuff like that. But as of right now, just got chills saying that. As of right now, I'm just wanting to control 2026, my stress of what's already going through my mind, and just kind of put it at ease so I don't have to just feel like I want to pull out my hair. So anyways, this is my first video, personal video, that I said that we're all going to do this. I hope you guys could feel a little bit of this. Ladies, please feel free to, you know, kind of go through and even go through each emotion that I mentioned and see if you could put it in shape and colors. So once we have that with the colors and the shapes, I usually do a mantra, which is I clear the negative energies, family patterns, and tradition. I'm going to clear tension, confusion, control, sadness, out of control, and burden. And there's a lot of ways I do this because right now the overwhelmment was like definitely in my shoulders. The confusion's kind of like more thoughts in my head, kind of like this little cyclone. The control is just me wanting a steering wheel. I want to go in my own direction. Sadness is kind of just the overwhelmment of coming off that roller coaster. And then the burden. And I kind of could say, like, I felt the sadness in my chest. The out of control is kind of just in my mind. Still probably a lot of the tension in my overwhelmment of my shoulders. And then just the burden of Christmas. So anyways, I cast this to the sun to be repolarized in a positive energy. And what I do want to take control with is instead of letting this stay in my chest and kind of dig me deeper into the ocean, like with, you know, feelings, I want to cast this all to the sun to be repolarized in a positive energy. And so I want to kind of go on the opposite end of still feeling overwhelmment. I want to feel peace. I want to feel calmness, strength, courage, God's presence. Just want to make sure that I'm following the path that's meant to be. Health, happiness, love, light, direction, and just, I'm going to say strength and courage of stepping forward to making my dreams come true. So this is a happy cry. Like I said, it's releasing. It's been a cloud overdue. I've been wanting to do this since 2017, and I could keep making mistakes, and not mistakes, because like nothing in life is a mistake. It's all a journey. But I'm trying to just find my path to what feels right to me. So, so I replaced it with this, kind of like the pendulum swing. Instead of thinking negative, I'm filling my cup with positive thoughts. Things to kind of help me stay focused. I'm not finding that I need to go like any deeper into this. It's just more of a, what do you want to call it? This is a journey, but like I said, it's just kind of, like I said, instead of it being a half cup full, half cup empty, I'm making it full with better emotions and just trying to take that pendulum swing from the negative to the positive. So that's my first process to share with you guys. Like I said, we could go deeper if you ever decide to like use me for what they call processing. It's just like it's a process. So I'm kind of stumbling over my words, but what it is, it's a 4-step process. We muscle test beliefs or anything that we need to dig deep and heal. And this is just my on the surface right now today that I felt like I needed to work with, just to kind of share my personal experience of this. And hopefully it makes sense. I'll keep doing this as my journey grows and as I keep growing. But like I said, as far as right now, if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. But otherwise, like I said, well, this is day 1. So I look forward to the journey with you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.